Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast with the Silvers. We did a set change today, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, serene day here on the lake. It is like glass.
Our house is back over
Way up there.
that hill.
Yep. Love it. Love it. This is therapy for me. I just love it. So good for my soul. And I'll stop talking about me.
Okay.
Okay. Today's devotional is called Sacrifice is Nothing Without Love. From 1 Corinthians 13:3. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have nothing, it profits me nothing. And you're in Mark 6,
Yep.
verses 30 through 56.
30 through 56.
I'm bundled up with this. I think I have 3 layers on, and he's in short sleeves.
I got a beard.
It's just it's so typical from genders.
And the apostles gathered themselves together unto Jesus and told him all things, both what they had done and what they had taught. And he said unto them, let me just take a break just for a second, because I got to read you what happened first. So in, I might have been just reading this last night. Right here, Mark 6 verse 7. And he called unto him the 12 and began to send them forth by 2 and 2 and gave them power. What? Over unclean spirits. Okay? So they were given power before they went out. Now this is when they're coming back and they're all excited. And he said unto them, Come ye yourselves apart into a desert place and rest a while. For there were many coming and going, and they had no leisure so much as to eat. And they departed into a desert place by ship privately. And the people saw them departing, and many knew him, and ran afoot thither out of all cities, and outwent them, and came together unto him. And Jesus, when he came out, saw much people, and was moved with compassion toward them, because they were as sheep not having a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. And when the day was now far spent, his disciples came unto him and said, This is a desert place, and now the time is far past. Send them away, that they may go into the country round about, and into the villages, and buy themselves bread, for they have nothing to eat. He answered and said unto them, Give ye them to eat. Give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, Shall we go and buy 200 pennyworth of bread, and give them to eat? He saith unto them, How many loaves have ye? Go and see. And when they knew, they say 5, and 2 fishes. And he commanded them to make all sit down by companies upon the green grass. Then they sat down in ranks by hundreds and by 50s. And when he had taken the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed, and brake the loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before them. And the 2 fishes divided he among them all. And they did all eat and were filled. And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments and of the fishes. And they that did eat of the loaves were about 5,000 men. And straightway he constrained his disciples to get into the ship and to go to the other side before unto Bethsaida. While he sent away the people, and when he had sent them away, he departed into a mountain to pray. And when even was come, the ship was in the midst of the sea, and he alone on the land, and he saw them toiling and rowing, for the wind was contrary unto them. And about the 4th watch of the night he cometh unto them walking upon the sea, and would have passed by them. But when they saw him walking upon the sea, they supposed it had been a spirit, and cried out. For they all saw him, and were troubled. And immediately he talked with them, and saith unto them, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And he went up unto them into the ship, and the wind ceased. And they were sore amazed in themselves beyond measure, and wondered. For they considered not the miracle of the loaves, for their heart was hardened. And when they had passed over, they came into the land of Gennesaret and drew to the shore. And when they were come out of the ship, straightway they knew him, and ran through that whole region round about, and began to carry about in beds those that were sick, where they heard he was. And whithersoever he entered into villages or cities or country, they laid the sick in the streets, and besought him that they might touch, if it were but the border of his garment. And as many as touched him were made whole.
Love it.
So good.
Love it. Though I can lay my hands on millions of dollars, though I can do all kinds of things with the money, and though, after I have given it all, I show the people more by giving my body to be burned, saying, I will show what I am made of. This is nothing, nothing. $5 given in the name of the Lord is of more value than thousands without acknowledging him. A man came to me, and we had long talks about the Lord. He told me I was in a very difficult place. I had been working very hard in the church and had given all my strength. Oh, I see such godly, holy people doing more than they ought to, thereby giving themselves away. You know who that is?
Who?
That's our friend Preston. Remember when we met him and visited him in Tennessee? This was a couple of years ago. This is probably 3 years ago now. He gave himself all to others.
Yeah.
We had a little chat about that. Don't you? Which is a good thing, by the way. It's just that I don't think he was called to do that at the moment. Don't you know that your body belongs to God? 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20. And that if you overtax your body, God says he will judge you for it. We have to be careful because the body that is given to us is to exhibit his power and his glory. And we cannot do this if we give ourselves all the time to work, and think that is the only way. It is not the way. The scriptures teach us that Jesus had to go and renew his spiritual vision and power in solitude. Did he do that?
That's really good.
Did he do that like with a whole bunch of people watching him? Nope. Did he do that seeking the attention of others? Nope. He did it in solitude. All right, I interrupted the sentence. So I'm going to reread it. The scriptures teach us that Jesus had to go and renew his spiritual vision and power in solitude with his Father, Mark 1:35. And it was also necessary for the disciples to draw aside and rest a while, Mark 6:30 and 31. Couldn't Jesus give them all they needed? My dear brother, whatever God gives you, he will never take away your common sense. Suppose I unwisely overextended my body and knew that I had done so. How could I ask anyone to pray for me unless I repented? We must be careful. Our bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit, and he has to dwell in them, and they have to be for his purpose in the world. We are not working for ourselves. God is to be glorified in our bodies. Many today are absolutely withered up years before their time because they went beyond their knowledge.
Ooh.
Thought for today: your gifts will perish unless the gifts are used for the glory of Jesus.
Oh, that's really good.
So good. So you heard me chuckle in the middle of that because the dog went between my legs. You probably heard his pitter patter in the snow, but
They can see him.
oh, they can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, super.
Thank you for joining us.
Enjoy God's glory.
See you tomorrow.